Okay, today we're going to talk about the dangers of late night snacking and what it does to your body, specifically your metabolism. So here's the answer. Late night snacking derails your metabolism, and I want to explain why. Your healthy metabolism is hardwired so that during the day, when you're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc., your body is actually expecting to take in nutrients, specifically carbs, glucose, energy, sources of energy. And so your metabolism is focused on taking that energy and storing it. Where does it store it? Well, it stores some in your bloodstream and some in your muscles, and anything extra gets stored into your body fat, your adipocytes. That's actually the purpose of your fat cells, okay? It's a storage area, it's a fuel tank for your body. Now, what happens is that when you stop eating, and that is after dinner, for example, and you're going to sleep, you're not eating anymore. Your body gets used to the idea that there's no more food coming. And so what it does, your metabolism switches gears, just like in a sports car. Your body is a fancy sports car, shifts gears in the evening when there's no more food coming, no more fuel. And what it does is that it actually reverses its role. So instead of storing fuel and energy into your body fat, it burns it. That's right. You actually burn body fat while you're actually sleeping. Okay? So what happens when you snack late at night, all right, or midnight snacking as we used to call it? The problem is that you're actually cutting into the time that your body is actually able to do the fat burning. Now, let me explain this. When you're eating dinner, energy is going in just like it is all day long. And as the food goes in, your body's releasing insulin. Now, insulin is the hormone made by the beta cells in your pancreas, gets into your bloodstream, and it says, hey, there's nutrients. Let's bring some of that sugar, glucose, into our cells, muscles, and body fat so we can use it or store it, okay? So as long as insulin is up, your body is in fuel storing mode. When insulin goes down, which takes a couple of hours, all right? When insulin goes down, that's when your body goes, oh, all right, it's time to actually switch gears and burn fat. So check it out. When you're actually eating dinner, insulin goes up. When you finish eating dinner, for a little while, your insulin levels are gonna, after a while, gonna go down, all right? So by the time bedtime rolls around, let's say 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, all right, now your body is ready to start burning fat, all right? Insulin low, switches gears, burns body fat all night long until you get up in the morning. Now, if you actually eat after dinner, late night snacking, midnight snacking, having that little bit of that extra something sweet before you go to bed, guess what happens? Your insulin goes up because it's drawing the fuel in. And now it's going to take a little while to go back down. So your body's not going to be switching gears. You might be asleep, but it's not actually, your metabolism is not burning fat. It's not doing what it wants to actually do. And this is actually one of the problems of late night snacking. So here's my pro tip for you on how to actually get around this. And that is when you actually finish dinner, all right? And by the way, don't eat too much, don't overeat. Eat healthy foods, all right? Don't overeat. And put your dishes away. Let's say you have dinner at 7 o'clock and then you put your dishes away at 8, about an hour later, all right? Now, don't eat anything else, all right, until the next day. You're done. The dishes in the sink means that you're done, all right? And when you do that, then you're reminding yourself that your body needs to switch into gear. Your insulin levels need to come down so that by bedtime, you're actually going to be in fat burning mode. That is a pro tip. Dishes in the sink, stop eating, that's it until the next day. Give your metabolism a chance to do its thing. And what that thing is to burn fuel and excess fuel, and it burns down harmful body fat, visceral fat. These are the extra calories that you might have stored over the course of the last day, maybe even the last week, maybe even the last month. If you want to actually get your metabolism to do that heavy lifting for you, to burn calories while you sleep, how good is that? Then you actually don't want to be late night snacking. Okay, now, if you want to be practical about fasting, this is the whole thing about intermittent fasting. There is this concept that to do intermittent fasting, you have to fast for 16 hours and squeeze all of your eating into 8 hours, right? 16 plus 8 is 24 hours in a day. But I can tell you, while that will actually cause you to lose weight, actually a fair amount of weight with intermittent fasting, and it's actually pretty healthy for you to do that kind of fasting. In reality, at least from my perspective, fasting for 16 hours is very difficult for most people to do over a long period of time. And that's the problem with dieting, isn't it? When you actually are asked to do something that is difficult and hard to maintain, what are you going to do? You're going to fall off the wagon, and then you're going to stop the pattern, the habit, and then everything gets undone that you tried to do. So here's another pro tip for you on how to actually get your body to do its thing during intermittent fasting. And that is this. Again, eat dinner at 7, put your dishes away at 8, for example. All right, it might be a little earlier, it might be a little bit later. Then don't eat anything. And let's say you go to bed at 11 o'clock, just as an example. You're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep. In those 8 hours of sleep, you want your metabolism to be burning down that extra body fat, burning down those extra calories. And when you get up in the morning, let's say it's 7 o'clock in the morning, right? Go to bed at 11, wake up at 7, that's 8 hours of sleeping. Now, instead of doing what your mother told you to do, what my mom told me to do, is to get up out of bed, roll out of bed, get down to the kitchen table and eat some breakfast, because whatever we're going to be doing next, we need energy in our brain to be able to function. Well, that's not actually true. It turns out that as adults, when you get up in the morning, you don't have to eat right away and you'll be just fine. And in fact, what I do is I get up in the morning, let's say you get up at 7, all right, might be a little earlier, might be a little bit later. And then instead of rushing to eat breakfast, here's what you do. Wait for an hour. Take your time before you eat anything. So how do you use that time for an hour? Get up slowly, take a shower, get yourself ready, get dressed. For me, I might take a walk. I might read a book. I might check my emails. Whatever it is that you need to do to putter around just a little bit before you have breakfast at all. That's easy to actually burn up an hour. And now, think about it. Let's go back and calculate the time. Dinner at 7, dishes away at 8. Now you don't eat. Bedtime at 11. That's 3 hours of not eating. Your insulin is definitely going to be down. Your metabolism will be shifted gears. And now from 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the morning, that's 8 hours. 3 hours plus 8 hours is 11 hours. You get up in the morning, you wait for about an hour before you sit down to eat anything. That's plus 1 hour. 11 hours plus 1 is 12. And bingo, you've actually hit 12 hours of fasting. Very easy to do. Now, that's something that's very practical to do. And anybody can actually do that without too much difficulty, without stressing yourself. You can do it with a family. You could do it with a partner. You can actually do it with a work schedule, right? So this is my pro tip, my hint to you of how to actually get 12 hours of fasting in instead of 16 hours of fasting. And clinical studies have actually shown that while 16 hours does work and you actually can lose, if you're looking for weight loss, will actually give you a good amount of weight loss. Fasting for 12 hours will still give you some bang for your buck. You'll still lose weight. Now, beyond weight loss, because some people say, well, I don't really need to fast to lose weight. Let me tell you what else intermittent fasting does. While you are fasting, your body's metabolism is shifting into fat burning mode. Other things are happening in your body as well during this period. Whether it's 12 hours or 16 hours, this is what's going on. Your gut microbiome, your healthy bacteria are resetting. Your immune system is actually being groomed, ready for the next day to be powerful, to help defend yourself. Okay, your circulation is actually, the blood vessels in your body are being healed up. And the other thing that happens during intermittent fasting is that when you're actually fasting and sleeping, your brain is actually purging its toxins.
Hey, just something real quick. If you're enjoying this video, then you'll want to check out my free guide on burning down body fat. Unlike the huge amounts of weight loss that fad diets promise, my free guide shows that healthy weight loss is realistic, achievable, and sustainable for just about everyone. In Burning Down Body Fat, I share 5 of the best foods that you'll want to eat right now if you want to fight harmful body fat. And I walk you through how these foods actually work to improve your metabolism. So get the guide right now. It's free in the caption below. Now, back to the video.
When you're sleeping and fasting, Your brain is draining off all the toxins that have accumulated in the day before, right? And this is what happens. If you pull an all-nighter, you know how fuzzy your brain feels? You get a little bit of a headache. That's the toxins that have been retained in your brain. So during this period of fasting intermittently while you're sleeping, all kinds of things are going on. Your metabolism is getting better, your gut microbiome is getting better, your immune system is resetting and getting better, and your brain is actually draining itself as well. Okay, if you want to talk about cleansing, that's actually the real cleanse that actually happens every single night when you get good quality sleep. Now, I just told you the reasons why late night snacking can actually cause a problem when it comes to your body and your metabolism. But I'll tell you, here's something that you can actually achieve. You can actually get 12 hours of intermittent fasting in very easily to groom your metabolism, all right? And you can do that by enjoying your life and be balancing as well. The only thing you need to make sure that you don't forget is that when you fast, you might get hungry. So when you finally get down to eating, whether it's a breakfast or sometimes for me, I just skip breakfast. I go straight on to an early lunch. Here's the key thing. Do not overeat. You might be hungry, but again, don't overeat. Eat healthy foods, don't overeat. Eat slowly and let your body, your stomach, release the signals of the hormone called leptin that triggers your brain that says, hey, you know what? We got enough to eat. So when you're hungry, you eat, you don't overeat. You're not going to overload yourself with those calories. Don't eat too much. Moderation is the key to health and a healthy metabolism. And remember this Confucian saying that I wrote about in my book, Eat to Beat Disease. And that Confucian saying says, it's called Hara Hachi Bun Mi. Hari Hachi Bun Mi. It's a Confucian saying translated into Japanese that basically means stop eating when you're 80% full. Super simple tips on how to actually get the most out of your sleep time, fasting time, and now you know why actually you don't want to be eating after dinner, late night snacks and midnight snacks. Hope you enjoyed watching this, and thanks for tuning in.
Hi there. If you enjoyed watching this video, I know you'll love the next one. Stay here and check it out, and I'll see you there.